What's good, everybody? We are back. The Two Kill Time podcast. We are down a man this week. No guests this week as well. And me and Travis plan to tackle some deeper subjects this week, as well as just a little fun like NFL trivia questions at the end of the podcast. TJ is absent this week, and we did already plan on this week being open from any guests. So it's not that we had a guest drop out or anything this time. We just didn't want to have a guest this episode for episode 11. But yeah, other than that, next week we'll be back to our regularly scheduled program. But anyways, Travi, how we doing, buddy? You've had a rough go of it lately, so I just want to ask how you're doing and go from there.
I'm doing the best I can. I mean, I've definitely had quite a bit fall apart for me the past couple weeks. So
For sure. Yeah, you've had a lot going on, man. I mean, if you're open to talk about it, I mean, I'm sure the viewers want to check in how you're doing. Missing not last week's episode, but the previous, and just checking in on you. You know, different things that you said last week.
yes, well, for starters, I'll give a timeline and then I can kind of, go into the subjects a little bit more. So
Yeah.
October 14th, it was a Friday. That's when I go ahead and I get my Infinity, which was awesome. That was a great feeling,
Yeah.
being able to have something like that.
Yeah.
So then Monday the following week comes around, a couple days later, I end up getting fired from my car salesman job, unfortunately.
Which was a really weird situation because let's backtrack a little bit. So we had talked. I've been in car sales for about 2 years now. We had talked, I don't know, maybe a month before that, or maybe a couple weeks before that. You were telling me how Della was no longer going to allow you to get other used vehicles from adjacent stores. So, like for me, I completely understand that. I'm from a Ford store that was 45 minutes away from our other two sister stores, and we were able to get some of their used inventory at the call. We had drivers to go out and pick it up. And now I'm at our GMC store, which is right next to it. It's the same parking lot as our Toyota store. So when all that was happening, you were like, hey, does this seem weird? Like, what do you think's happening? And I was like, I'm not sure. It seems super odd that they're not allowing you to sell other used cars. I mean, you're already limiting your inventory as it is. You guys only sell a certain amount of cars. Like, you're already limiting what you sell, and now you're going to limit what you can sell even more. Seems super weird to me. Doesn't seem like the right economic move. And I told you I would guess they're probably going to make some pretty big changes coming soon. And then you found out you were getting fired and they were bringing in somebody new, and you guys were down to two salesmen at that point. So then you left, and then they bring in a brand new guy. Doesn't make sense. Like, on the timeline, nothing really adds up, because typically even if you were going to let somebody go, you would bring in their replacement first, train them, and then let you go. Even though that's shitty, that's how the car business typically works. So that to me just didn't make any fucking sense. But go ahead and continue. Sorry, I just want to interject and say that because what they're doing and how they're guiding it. Again, I don't know the circumstances. I don't know what the higher ups are saying. This isn't us bashing the dealership or anything. I'm just saying out loud what Della Mitsubishi had going on just didn't make sense.
Yeah. So, and on top of everything you just said, it was really weird because me and the other saleswoman at the time, we weren't allowed to sell from adjacent stores, which are literally maybe 100 feet away.
Yeah.
But I was driving the other salesman. He's been there about 6 years. I was driving him to other dealerships, and he was selling cars. So it definitely was weird, and I felt like something was going on, like behind the scenes for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So that was definitely
Yeah, just it doesn't add up. Something doesn't make sense. Something was going on behind the scenes for all that to come to fruition.
right. And so that was Monday, and then Tuesday comes around, the next day, and my now ex-girlfriend told me that she wanted to, break up with me, and she's been thinking about it for a little bit. And it's kind of weird because it was kind of random, but I guess not at the same time.
Yeah.
So right then and there, those 2 days, I mean, that's mostly everything.
Yeah, I mean, that
going
fucking
wrong.
tallies up everything that's not everything that's happened, but everything that was the big key points leading to everything that's been going on. And I mean, we've talked many times on this podcast or just personally as friends, like how many how many times have me and Haley argued, how many times you and Lindsay argued, or how many times TJ and Lily argue. And I'm very fortunate to say me and Haley have made it almost 9 years. We've been together for 8.5. We're coming up on 9 in January, so it's
Love that.
we're very fortunate to say we moved past. I mean, we got into this when we started going to college and looking at colleges that like, hey, we're in this for the long haul, or like, are we fucking around? Like, we had that discussion very early on in our relationship, like 2-3 years in. Even in high school, we knew, hey, like, I'm not trying to waste my time. You're not trying to waste your time. We're trying to grow together and live together
Right.
and make each other better and thrive off each other. So again, I'm very fortunate in that aspect. But again, we all argue, we all make mistakes, we all fuck up.
Yeah.
I fucked up, Haley's fucked up. Like, we've all done our own shit in our own aspect. And it sucks to see like y'all's relationship come to an end. But again, like you said, even though it may seem out of the blue, um, it's just little things tally up over time. I mean, we
Right.
all, especially me and you, we have bad temper issues when things occur. And it, for me, it's the little shit. Like, when it's something big, it's like I have enough time to take a step back, analyze shit, and be like, okay, whatever, we're fine, we got this, we're gonna handle this. But like something small happens and I lose my shit. So when like a bunch of little shit tallies up, that's when I'm bothered by it.
Right.
And again, you're very similar in that aspect, and the same goes for relationships with anybody. Little things add up very quickly, and when they're not spoken about soon enough, you begin to build a hatred for certain people in a certain way. Even though you may still love that person with all your heart, it can build certain aspects into a hatred.
Well, so even to kind of go off of that, but also continue the story is also so that was Tuesday night,
Mm-hmm.
and Wednesday morning I was having all four of my wisdom teeth out, which is
Yeah.
like a pretty decent surgery. Like that's
Yeah, to have all four out at once is kind of rough.
so. I was in a tricky spot, and I think me and Lindsay were both in a tricky spot because I drove there. She waited for me because I needed someone there,
Yeah.
and so all day Wednesday, all day Thursday, and the Friday morning, she's taking care of me and just doing stuff I need until I was able to start doing stuff on my own.
Yeah.
Then it was like less and less,
Yeah.
but it was a weird spot. I was trying to talk with her and trying to figure out what's going on, but I'm sitting here not being able to talk, so I'm writing stuff out.
Yeah.
It was kind of funny in the same sense that it's awful.
Yeah.
Um, so Friday comes around, I took my talents up to Canton for a little bit, just recovered some more, and then
Took my talent.
yeah,
I don't know why that just made me laugh, dude.
and yeah, so finally like recovered enough, drove back and grabbed some stuff, and now I'm back home.
Yeah, and again, it goes to show, like, even though y'all weren't quote unquote together, you guys stayed with each other for a few days in the same house, and she took care of you. And it isn't that neither of you cared for each other. I'm sure. I mean, y'all both cared for each other a lot. Y'all did a lot for each other and put each other in great positions, not only in your relationship but in the world. Um, just not necessarily by like, hey, I got you this job or whatever, but more of, hey, I'm here
Right.
for you. Like, I'm standing by you. Like, whatever you decide, like, I'm here for. Like, me and Haley, again, I made a decision to switch jobs 7 months ago and thought it was going to be a blessing. And even though it was in many ways, it also didn't work out. Like, we put ourselves in a tight spot financially, for different reasons. One, I was driving 140 miles a day, like that, and the vehicle I drive is not financially liable. Plus, it just wasn't making enough money. I wasn't selling enough cars that I wanted to, and it just came down to Haley supporting me, and it wasn't just my decision. Like I asked different people, it was me and Haley made the decision, thinking it was right, and she stood by it. And even now, like I still apologize for leaving where I was. Not that I thought the grass was greener; it's just that I thought I was going to have opportunities there that didn't come to fruition. Um, Again, it's not that I didn't like my job where I was. I left for what I thought was going to be better opportunities for the future, and it wasn't.
Right.
And even now, like I was saying, I still apologize. Like, hey, that's on me. I made that decision. She's like, no, we made that decision. We both thought it was the right thing to do. It turned out it wasn't, and now we're back on the right track. We're getting things in order and going in the right direction again. And that's what it comes down to in a relationship. Like just because, and I wouldn't say you hate her or she hates you. At least I don't think she hates you, but y'all still care for each other in that aspect of, hey, you
Yeah, I
still
mean,
have
I really
respect
do
for each
still
other.
want to see her succeed. It's
Yeah,
just not going to be with me.
you still have the respect for each other in a way. I guess is the best way of describing it.
Right.
I
Yeah,
guess.
and just doubling back to the getting fired quick. Just for anyone listening, I mean, I wasn't even doing a bad job. Like,
Yeah, you weren't doing anything deserving of a hey, we're gonna let you go. Let
right,
alone it was like, hey, we're gonna head in a different direction. It's like that new direction you're heading in. You're just hiring a random another salesperson. You know what I mean? Like you're just letting me go and bring
right,
somebody else in, like that, which is fine. That shit happens all the time. But at a dealership like that, that doesn't happen. Like
right,
that doesn't happen. I mean, it's similar, very similar to the dealership that I left and went back to Beeman. People stay there to make money and sell cars because it's a family-owned dealership or quote unquote family. I mean, they're a smaller dealership. It's family inside the dealership. Like people don't
right.
leave that type of place when they're making money and they're having a good time. So you went in there and for not ever selling cars, you were doing a successful, I would say, job.
Decent
Um,
job, at least.
yeah, like you were doing okay. There was no unless something was going on that I don't know about. Just speaking as to
Yeah,
what you told me, there was no reason for hey, we're gonna let you fucking go. Like that to me, it didn't add up.
right.
But
But yeah, on top of everything that's happened, I mean, I just definitely want to give this advice to people. You can either, you just can't dwell on stuff that you can't change. I literally went full circle. I moved out of my hometown to a different town. Got a different job. Was living my own life for over a year, and now I'm back here, and just gonna figure out again. And I actually talked to Tyler Kramer a little bit the other day.
I haven't
Uh,
talked to him in a while. I hope he's doing good, man.
yeah, him and Brendan have a house together now.
Like
Brendan
Brendan
Gifford.
Gifford. Wow, I haven't heard his name in a while either. I hope he's doing good, man.
Yeah, I saw them at the elementary school because Jordan had her Halloween parade, so they were there for Milo's kids.
Oh wow, that's kind of cool.
Yep.
Good. I'm glad
So I was
glad to hear
talking
they're
with him.
kind of doing good.
Yeah, I was talking with Kramer, and pretty much, life really just does work in mysterious ways. And like I said before in this podcast, and I'll say it probably once every episode,
Yeah,
is everything happens for a reason. Even if you don't think it does,
yeah.
it does. So you just have to keep your head straight and keep it up.
And now this is going to sound super stupid going off of your advice you just gave to our listeners and viewers, but oddly enough, I titled my not podcast titled my stream tonight "Living Like Larry," as in like living like Larry. You want to smile, like you can't dwell on the past. You gotta live like Larry, baby. You gotta put on a smile, put on a show for everyone around
Right.
you, even though it may. I don't want you to put on a show. I want you to live your best life and
Right.
don't dwell on shit. And Slate's updating the title of the stream right now. Just reminded me that I, ironically enough, had it titled "Living Like Larry." Is funny as shit. But
That
yeah,
is great.
yeah. He literally did that while you're saying that. I was like, holy shit, that like ties right into this. And I just wanted to tell everybody like, live like Larry, just live like Larry.
Yeah, man.
And so you're obviously back home. You just mentioned you're back home. What's that like? I mean, um, I I don't think are you bouncing around right now? Just like
I'm I am bouncing around right now. I don't have to be.
Yeah.
I could, go back to living with my mom. It's just something that I've kind of been avoiding, both like physically and thinking about, just because once you're out and have your own place, it's tough
Yeah.
to go back to
Yeah.
somewhere
Going
like
back
that.
like mentally is pretty tough. Um,
But I'm definitely gonna, because I'm working with my own old painting crew starting Monday.
oh,
So
there you go. That'll be good. That'll be good for you. I know you like those guys and
yeah,
they're pretty cool.
I'm super hyped for that. They're like a second family to me. So it's
Yeah. They're really good guys, man.
yeah.
What's, how is it being home? Like seeing everybody and just, again, just
It,
going back to Mayfield, Gloversville, Fulton County in general.
as weird as it sounds, I mean, I knew I was gonna have a decent time coming back here, seeing people I know just like randomly on the side of the street
Yeah.
or like in a store. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uh,
That's a one thing, like, I say I hate it, but like obviously you love seeing people when you go back home. But I feel like when I was home, like when I was living at home, that never happened. I never ran into people like I knew at Walmart. And like every time I go home for like a weekend for a wedding, we'll be like, oh, let's go to Walmart, get some beer, like go to Walmart and like pick up a couple things that we need that we forgot back in Nashville. Like, and every time, dude, I see somebody I know, you go on a mobile, like that I can understand because it's mobile, but if I run into Walmart, I shouldn't see 17 people that I know like every time and
right.
have to stop and talk. Like I hate that. It's
Yeah.
the most annoying thing. If I'm out, definitely say hi to me. I miss you guys. I'm not saying that, but it is just crazy that you feel like you never do that when you're actually home, or maybe people just avoid the fuck out of you because they see you all the time. Maybe that's it. Maybe people just don't
Maybe.
want to fucking talk to me when I was home, and now that I'm gone, they miss me. Yeah, you fucking miss me. That's what it
Damn
is.
right.
Yes, sir. I don't
So
know.
yeah, that's a decent feeling. It's kind of, in the same sense, it sucks,
Yeah.
but it's a breath of fresh air actually. Like I'm in a place I know, with people I know,
Yeah.
and just all that fun stuff.
Yeah, like right now we have Julian in town, Haley's cousin. He's here. He got here Sunday, like midday, and he's gonna be here all week. And I feel so shitty because I've pretty much been in here every time when I come home because I'm on a 9 day streak of not having a day off. And I have
Wow.
tomorrow, which will be 10, and then I have Thursday off. So we're gonna do something tomorrow night and then do shit together Thursday. But like normally, my content creation and shit is on Sunday, so I didn't have that opportunity. I worked on Sunday, so I've been playing catch up to try and get everything done. So like tonight, when you guys were like, "Hey, can we do it at 9?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." Busted out my YouTube video, edited, thumbnail, everything for tomorrow, and then have to do this. And then normally we would post our power rankings tomorrow, but I don't think I'm going to do that tonight. We'll probably post them Thursday because we didn't post them last week
Right.
because I got so caught up with work. But they were done. We didn't post them. And
Hmm.
yeah, it sucked, but oh well, like it's still going to be the best looking fucking power rankings from any random three guys that you see because
Facts.
I mean, we don't just put out a list, whatever. We do this and we do it mathematically, we do it statistically, but that's besides the point. So like I feel bad because we have family in town and I'm just trying to play catch up and it's not like, oh, family's not important because family's first on my list. And y'all know that we've preached that since day one on this podcast, on my stream, like family comes first always. It's just it's taken so much of my time. Here I feel so shitty because I'll come home at 6, 7, 8 and I'm here for 3 hours, and then they're like, "Oh man, I want to go to bed." And it's like, "Fuck!" Like I'm sorry, but
Yeah, for all of our listeners, Kane does a lot on a daily basis. So for him to, only
yeah,
not let out the power rankings last week is a huge thing because this guy does a lot
yeah.
for.
Like, and it really. I was sitting here Wednesday night, and I was like, "Man," or Tuesday night last week after we recorded, and I was like, "There's no shot I can do this right now. Like, there's no chance I can get it done." And then
Right.
I went to go do it Wednesday, and I was like, "There's just no fucking point. Like, I don't have time." And now tonight, like, I'm not gonna do it tonight. I'm gonna do it tomorrow, and it's just it is what it
Right.
is, and it sucks. But you're right. I do have a lot on my plate. And I talk about that all the time, not only on my stream but in this podcast. Like I do more than what I should, and I do more than any content creator my size. I mean, I stream 100 hours a month, 1,000 hours. I'm already at 1,000 hour stream this year. I've uploaded 120 YouTube videos this year, plus started this podcast with you fine young gentlemen. And I do a shit ton. I do more than I probably
Right.
should, and Haley tells me that all the time that I need to take a break, and I will. And I think so. My goal is to hit 1,000 days streamed in a row. For those that don't know, I stream on Twitch every single day for 955 days in a row, every single day, through a move, everything. My goal is to hit 1,000, and then if I hit 1,000, my goal is to go to 3 years because that's only 95 more days. And after 3 years, the plan is to stop. We've talked about it multiple times on stream that I'm gonna end. I'm gonna end. I need to end. Well, 3 years, and I'm officially announcing that after 3 years, the streak will come to an end, and eventually we're going to dial back the YouTube videos to focus on short term creation or short form creation, uh, and focus more on the podcast and just different things that I want to see grow and I want to thrive in because we're finally seeing growth on YouTube. We're finally seeing growth on Twitch, and this podcast is really taking everything to the next level. So everyone that's listening, if you don't already follow or subscribe to me on Twitch or YouTube, it is Wilder42K on every single platform. You search that on any platform and you will find Kain Wilder, Wilder42K. So please do that, and it would be much appreciated. Getting off of that subject, so obviously we've all been through like our struggles and stuff, and we've talked about like mental health issues on this podcast. So one of the big things to me is my family has always been a big party family, whether that be a bad or a good thing. We all can drink with the best of them, and like I've obviously brought that with me down here. Like I like to have parties down here. I like to drink. I like to hang out with friends. And I want the reason I bring this up is because I want to say like, hey, that's not always the answer. The reason why we have parties and we drink, the reason why I have parties and I drink isn't because I'm depressed or manic or anything like that. I do it because it's a good time for me and I'm responsible in the way that I do it. And I'm responsible for everybody that's around me. And I've always been very keen of what's going on around me to protect the people around me. And I've had people around me that are the same way. The biggest rule that we always had at the house was don't ever invite anybody that you don't feel comfortable with. Don't ever invite anybody that you wouldn't consider family if something happened. And that has obviously came to fruition multiple times. And
Right.
that's what I want to ask you is throughout all of this, I know you're really turning the other cheek with everything. What are you doing most to cope?
Uh, the thing I'm doing most to cope with, that's a good question.
Yeah, I figured it
To
would be.
be honest, man, it's probably just trying to find, the blessings in it.
Yeah,
Trying to look at the positives, and even if there isn't any, the fact that, not even just me personally, but in general, if you're looking for that, that's the first step in doing it.
yeah,
Rather than just, dreading on the negatives and, what could have been.
of course.
It's kind of, I changed that question, like what it could have been to like, what's it going to be now? Like,
Yeah,
how am I going to make my situation better and like myself better?
yep.
All that stuff.
Yeah, and it just comes down to the reason why I brought up partying is because a lot of people in these instances, whether it be a loss of a family member, jumping out of a relationship, especially a long term one, can send people into a downward spiral in certain
Right.
aspects of their life. Um, it can be very tough, and I just want to say, like, hey, man, that's not always the answer. Even though it may seem like it, there's not always going to be an answer at the bottom of that bottle, an answer at the end of that blunt. Like, there's not always going to be an answer in whatever high you're trying to search for is the underlying meaning of the reason why I bring that up. Because again, I love partying, man. Like I can't
Right.
count on any number of how many parties I've thrown or how many times like me and you have drank together or me and my dad or me and Haley, how many times we've just had a party to have a party to be around the people that we love. And how I probably could count on two hands how many times we've had a party because shit was shitty. Like, and a family member passed away. You don't want to be down and sad. They don't want you to be down and sad. Um, and it just, again, it comes down to there's not always an answer at the bottom of the bottle, at the end of the
Right.
blunt, at the bottom of that pill bottle. Like, that's not the answer that you're searching for. The answer that you're searching for is within yourself. And if you cloud that judgment, you won't be able to find it, is kind of
Right.
where I was heading with that.
Well, then also, I mean, for all the listeners, I don't want you guys to think that I'm not like taking time to think about it. I mean, I haven't gone to bed before 4 a.m. since I've been down here.
Yeah.
I'll keep myself busy most of the day. And then nighttime comes around, and like you just said, there's sometimes like there isn't answers at the bottom at the end of the blunt or
Yeah.
at the end of the bottle. And for me, it's just being able to analyze what happened, pretty much just like digest it, accept it,
Yeah.
and then say, okay, I'm not in a good spot now, but I can make it better. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So,
Yeah, and again, you mentioned earlier, like it's finding the positives in it. It's not always looking at the negatives. It's and trying to find the blessings from what has happened. It's not that like you're super happy go lucky about what happened. Like, you're just grieving in your own way in terms of like what has happened.
right,
And again, there isn't a hatred as far as I know between you and Lindsay, but it's you trying to just find like, hey, like I'm good, you're good. We ended not necessarily mutually, but it it's just you doing your own thing, trying to get yourself back on the right track without wasting as much time as possible. Because it doing that is only going to hurt you in the long run, you know?
exactly.
Yeah. And it's bad to compare it to, say, losing a family member and stuff, but you lose a family member, we all grieve in our own ways. It's the same thing with a relationship. I know plenty of friends that got out of a relationship and immediately basically went manic or started drinking heavily, and things go wrong in their life and they turn to drinking. And it, to me, I've never understood that. I've never been that type of person. But I've never been the one to look at a bottle and be like, yeah, that's going to solve my problems. Like, yeah,
Right,
after a long day at work, do I want to drink? Yeah, I wouldn't say most nights, but I would say probably 3 nights a week I'll have a beer after work, or Saturdays I usually drink. So, do I drink heavily every Saturday? No. I would probably say I drink heavily once or twice a month now. About 6 7 months ago, it was different. It was every weekend, but now it's about once or twice a month. I drink pretty heavily on the weekends, but maybe 2 or 3 times a week I'll have 1 or 2 beers. It's not
right.
it's not me getting drunk. It's not me getting buzzed. It's just taking the edge off a little bit because of what work was and so on. That's not me thinking, oh, the answer's at the bottom of this bottle or the answer's going to be there when I finish drinking. It's just me taking the edge off a little bit and understanding. But again, I've had friends that turn to smoking, turn to drinking aggressively during things like that, and I know
Yeah,
people that can't stay sober because they're always trying to find a high. They're always trying to find the next high. And it's really sad to me, and I've never understood that. But again, I don't think I have a very addictive personality when it comes to substances like that.
well, that's what's kind of unique about me is, I mean, everything that you're describing. I mean, obviously, 2 years ago that was me.
Yeah,
I think it was around the time me and my ex Lily broke up, and
yeah,
I mean, I remember vividly we were still living together at the time, and I was smoking in the bathroom every 10-15 minutes.
yeah. You were going once an hour, once every 2 hours. Which,
And
granted, it
you
also didn't help. I mean, the
right.
surroundings we had. I mean, we were poorly influenced by what was going on. But
Right.
I mean, go on. I didn't mean to
Yeah,
interrupt you. I
even
was just kind of bouncing.
no, you're good. Even beyond that in 2020 during COVID and the pandemic, like, I became very depressed and I was one of those people that, everything was going wrong. There wasn't a single thing going right.
Yeah,
And I turned to smoking, and I literally lost like 70 pounds just from
yeah,
smoking so much, not eating.
yeah,
And I just want to be able to like tell people, you know, I was I was at where you were or where you're at, and it does get better,
yeah,
but you have to be able to, put in that work to want it to get better.
yeah,
It's really easy to get sucked into it because I did, but unfortunately for me, it was trial and error.
yeah. At least
You know,
you're here to tell things, and uh, it didn't develop into something further like hardcore drugs in that aspect.
Right.
And again, we've talked mental health multiple times on the podcast to open up and let our viewers know, like, hey, feel free to message any of us if any of you guys need anyone to talk to about certain things going on in your life. Most of the people that do listen to this podcast have some form of contact with us, whether it be on social media or personal cell phone or no personally in person. Personally in
Right.
person, great term there, Kain. It's just
Personally personable.
we don't want anybody to think that they're alone. That was the whole half the purpose of this podcast was to open up about shit that we want to talk about and let the world know that hey, we go through this shit too, even though we hide it from most people. We do go through certain things. But if you need somebody to talk to, we're all here. All three of us, even though TJ isn't technically with us right now. TJ is a very understanding person when it comes to things like this as well.
Kinda. No, I'm just kidding.
Um, I mean, I don't really have any other deep conversation. If you don't,
Yeah, no, I think thanks for coming to my quote unquote TED Talk.
yeah. Thanks for opening up, man. I really do appreciate it. I'm sure the fans appreciate you being willing to talk about certain things. I mean, we all have things that we want to say. We just don't really know how to say them just yet. You know?
Yeah, you just gotta be able to open up and you have to let yourself be vulnerable, as weird as that sounds.
Yeah,
You gotta be able to cry. And you
for
gotta
sure,
cry with confidence. You know what I mean?
for sure, buddy. Well, if that's our last deep talk, we have one more segment scheduled for today. I'm not even sure how long we've been in this podcast because I didn't hit record at the beginning. I'm just going to download it off Twitch and go from there. But the last thing we have slated for today is a NFL record trivia game. So it's more of a type in and you put in. There isn't people or multiple choice. It's you have to guess the person that holds the NFL record for that
Category.
yeah, sorry, couldn't think of the word. But so it gives you 5 minutes. I don't think we're gonna be able to do these in 5 minutes because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 records in 5 minutes. And I'm already looking at a couple of them and I'm gonna have no idea. So we're gonna do the easy ones and go from there.
So are we tag teaming this? Is this gonna be
Yeah, so I'll ask you, and if you know it, then I'll type it in. If you don't know it, then I'll cover it. If we
Okay.
both don't know it, we're fucked. But so the first
Okay.
one, starting the quiz, first one is Super Bowl wins by a player.
Tom Brady?
Yeah, easy. Passing touchdowns in a season, also should be easy.
Peyton Manning?
Easy. Passing touchdowns in a season by a rookie.
don't know.
I think it's Trevor Lawrence.
See, I was thinking Winston maybe.
Maybe it is. I don't know how to spell Winston. Or Jameis Winston?
Yeah,
How do you spell Jameis?
Jameis, and
So it's
that
not
could be
it's not
completely wrong.
Jameis then because it's wrong. So it's not Jameis.
By rookie?
Trevor Lawrence. It's not him either, dude.
Oh,
Not
no.
a correct answer.
And this is only 3.
Yeah, and we're already at Jameis went. Okay, we're moving on. Passer rating career.
Passer rating?
2017 to current. I got it. It's Patrick
What was it?
Mahomes. Patrick
See, I was
Mahomes.
gonna say that, but I don't know. Okay.
Interceptions thrown in a career. That one's easy too. Don't overthink it. Green Bay Packers.
Rodgers.
No, Brett Favre. Rushing yards in a career.
Rushing yards? I feel like Adrian Peterson. No.
I'm gonna try it. That's correct.
Is it really?
Yes.
Nice.
Rushing yards in a season by a quarterback. Set in 2019.
Lamar.
It's got to be Lamar, right?
Has to be.
It is Lamar. Okay. Rushing yards, career quarterback, 2001 to 2015. Oh, that's easy. As soon as I said 2001.
I'm thinking Mike Vick.
Yeah, it was Michael Vick. Rushing touchdowns in a season. Fuck. Why can't I think of this? Fuck. I know this.
Wait, rushing yards in a season?
Rushing touchdowns in a season.
Rushing touchdowns?
Oh my God. Why can't I think this? Oh, his name starts with a D.
Deion Sanders?
No. Oh my God.
That doesn't make sense.
Oh my God. What is his name?
Rushing touchdowns in a season. I don't know.
I can't think of it. Holy fuck. Oh, fuck. I gotta look it up. LaDainian Tomlinson. Oh my God, dude. LT.
Oh,
The reason why I thought it was D was because LaDainian. Receiving yards career. That one's easy as well. Randy Moss. Oh, no, that's receiving touchdowns in a season.
receiving touchdowns?
From 1985 to 2004. So then it's got to be Jerry Rice. Okay, got it. Receiving yards in a season was set in 2012.
I feel like maybe Moss.
It's not Moss. It's not Moss. He has the receiving touchdowns in a season. But it's 2012 receiving yards in a season. It's not Michael Thomas.
Could it be Megatron?
Maybe. It is Calvin Johnson. Wasn't that just... I thought that was just set. Didn't Cooper Kupp just set that?
I thought so.
Receiving touchdowns in a season, we already got Randy Moss. Receiving touchdowns in a season by a tight end set in 2011.
Ooh, a tight end in 2011?
That's not how you spell his name. How do you spell his name?
I have no idea who it would be.
Zalez. Okay, so it's not who I thought it was. I thought maybe Antonio Gonzalez.
That was a good guess.
Oh, man. All right, receiving yards in a career by a running back, 1994 to 2005.
These are harder than I thought.
I thought I knew these. I'm not going to lie.
Damn.
I really did. Thought I knew these. Receiving yards in a career running back should be Marshall Falk. Marshall. How the fuck do you spell his last name? Marshall. Faulk. Yeah, okay. So Marshall Falk is career running back. Receiving touchdowns in a season by a tight end and receiving yards career by a tight end. Wait, the touchdowns might be Gronkowski.
That might be it. That might be yards too.
So the touchdowns is Gronkowski, yards is not, because it's 1997 to 2013.
Okay.
Oh my God, why can't I think of any tight ends right now?
Yeah, dude, I'm drawing a blank.
Me too. Okay, sacks in a season is T.J. Watt.
Yep.
And who's the other one? Giant, fuck.
Leonard Williams?
No, 22 and a half.
Oh, oh my gosh.
Damn, what the fuck is up with me right now?
Tuck?
No, not Tuck. Damn.
$22.5.
Oh my God. Fucking. Oh, his first name's Michael. Michael Strahan. Michael Strahan. Got it.
Jeepers.
Dude, I am drawing a blank. I was not prepared for this. Defensive
I'm not
interceptions in a season. I think that's Mel Blount. No.
Most interceptions?
In a season, 14, set in 1952. I thought it was Mel Blount. All-purpose yards was set in 2011. That's before Le'Veon Bell. It's not Adrian Peterson.
2011.
All-purpose yards.
Wow.
2011. It would be a running back. And either a running back or a wide receiver. It's 2,900 yards. And
2,900.
it's none of the receivers or running backs I've named.
I don't know. Go on to the next one. I think we're running out of time, aren't we?
Oh yeah, no, we're way past the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
good.
thank God, it didn't count it. I think it's season. God, how the fuck? The next one would be kick and punt return touchdowns in a career, 2006 to 2014.
Deshaun Jackson.
Isn't Deshaun Jackson still in the league? Career was 2006 to 2014, so it was only 8 years.
Okay, I didn't hear that
Oldest
part.
player ever, 1975, 48 years old. How the fuck am I supposed to know that?
Yeah, how would I know that?
Terry Bradshaw.
Mm.
No, it's not. It's not Terry.
How about Shannon Sharp?
No
No.
way. 1975?
Yeah.
He'd be fucking 80. No, he would literally be, if he was 48 in 1975, dude, that was 47 years ago. He'd be 105.
Jerry Jones.
Yeah, he's got to be 105. He never played in the NFL, I think. Most field goals ever is Adam Vinatieri. How do you spell Vinatieri? Adam
Teri.
Vinatieri. Tieri. Okay, that's most field goals, and the longest field goal should be Justin Tucker.
Yeah.
Okay, so the only ones we're missing is passing touchdowns in a season by a rookie was set in 2020. Is that Kyler then?
Passing touchdowns by a rookie in 2020.
It's not Kyler. Am I spelling Trevor Lawrence's name right? I'm pretty sure it's Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor.
Lawrence. Trevor
it's
Lawrence. It's not Trevor. Who the fuck
Are you
set
sure
that
you're doing
record
the
in
last
2020?
name right?
Would it be Joe Burrow maybe?
Perhaps.
It's not Joe Burrow.
2020 rookie. Herbert.
Joe Burrow was... Justin Herbert was a rookie that year? Yeah, it's Justin Herbert. Okay. Rushing yards career, 18,355, 1990 to 2004.
I feel like that could be Barry.
It's not, unless I'm spelling Barry right. I was
Barry
not.
Sanders? No.
Let's think here. So we got rushing yards career, rushing yards in a season, receiving yards career by a tight end who retired in 2013. Wait, is that
The tight end, I have no idea, bro.
Yeah, it's not. It's not gonna be him. The tight end. We should know the tight end. It's 2013, but it's not Antonio Gonzalez. And I'm drawing a blank on every tight end. Receiving yards career tight end. Receiving yards. I gotta look this up because it's gonna bug me because I should know it. Career tight end. Motherfucker, it is Antonio Gonzalez, but they call it Tony Gonzalez.
Oh, wow.
Mother, I knew it was right, dude. I'm like, he definitely retired around that time, bro. I was calling him Antonio Gonzalez. Rushing yards in a career, dude. 1990 to 2004. Running backs. Retired in 2004. RBs to retire in 2004. There's no way that's correct. It can't be him.
I feel like there's a Tiki Barber.
No, there's no way.
I didn't think so, but
Man. Rushing yards in a season was 2105, and it was set in 1984. Who's that Rams running back? Oh my God, why can I not think of this? Eric Dickerson. Is that with it? Eric Dickerson? Let's go! Rushing yards in a career 18,355, 1990 to 2004. 1990 draft class NFL.
Yeah, Eric Dickerson, 1984.
Let's fucking go, baby. It wouldn't have been Blair Thomas.
I'm glad you knew that. I didn't know shit. What are the ones we're missing?
We're missing rushing yards career, defensive interceptions in a season, all-purpose yards in a season, kick and punt return touchdowns over a career, and oldest player ever. I'm trying to see what running backs were drafted in 1990. And seeing who I'm fucking missing. Oh, it's gotta be him. Yep. Exactly. As soon as I saw his name, I was like, fuck, how do we forget it? Emmitt Smith is the rushing yards in a career.
Wow, okay.
Shouldn't have forgot that. That's shitty. Defensive interceptions in a season set in 1952 with 14.
I wouldn't know that.
1952. I thought it was Mel Blount. Give me a hint if you look it up. Give me the team.
Okay. I can't really give you. I'm trying to look at his name, but Night Train Lane.
Night Train Lane, that's who it was? Who the fuck did he play for?
LA.
How the fuck do you spell his name? Is that his name is Night Train?
Night Train Lane is what it's coming up as.
Yep. His first name was Dick, apparently. Dick. They wanted me to spell Night Train Lane or Dick Lane. Yeah. All-purpose yards on the season was set in 2011. 2,969. It's not Adrian Peterson. This one's tough. It's not Marshall Falk.
Oh, okay. Here is.
Give me the
he
team. Give
played
me the
for
team.
Eagles.
Played for the Eagles? Running back?
Yep. I'm gonna say the name, and you're gonna.
Hold on. Don't say it. 2011. Son of a bitch. Give me another hint. Start and end. Like what's his first name and last name start with?
First name D, last name S.
Oh, motherfucker.
You got it?
If I can fucking spell his name right. How the fuck do you spell his name? How do you spell his first name? It's Deion Sanders.
No, it's not.
D and S.
Yep.
Don't give it up. D and S.
Dude, I'm tweaking right now.
D and S played for the Eagles in 2011.
Deion Sanders never played for the Eagles.
Well, you said DS, and I was like, it's got to be Deion Sanders. He didn't even play in 2011.
Okay, all right, he was small. He was like an LT. Fast, agile.
Just fucking tell me.
Darren Sproles.
Motherfucker, dude. Kick and punt return yard touchdowns in a career. It's either the Washington player. It's got to be him.
Wait, so what is this for? Return yards?
Punt return touchdowns in a career. 2006 to 2014. I can't think of his name.
First name B, last name M.
So it can't be Cordero Patterson because he's still in the league. First name's B, last name's M. Who do you play for?
I'm looking.
First name's B, last name's M.
Played for the Bears.
The Bears.
Oh wait. Eagles.
And it's BM?
Yeah.
No. BM. Brandon Marshall? Nope. Give me another hint.
This is gonna give it away, but the Knicks were supposed to sign or trade for a player with the same last name.
When? When was this trade?
Like 2 months ago, 3 months ago. Big trade that didn't happen.
Same name or just last name?
Same last name.
Okay, so I know the last name for sure. Thinking of B names. So it's Mitchell is the last name. It's not Brandon. It's not Brian. It's not Bob.
Go back.
Brian? I just tried that. Is it with an I?
Yeah.
Am I spelling fucking Mitchell wrong?
Mitchell.
It's not Brian Mitchell.
Well, that's what it says it is. That's
There's no way.
punt return touchdowns.
Punt and kick return.
Yeah, see, this is
Maybe it'd be... What was his first name? Hester?
Devin Hester.
Hester? It's Devin Hester, okay. Oldest player ever, I'm never going to know. Oldest NFL player. Currently it's just Tom Brady. Ever.
I got it.
No one. What? Hold up. What?
You got it.
That is some fucking bullshit. So
What?
I looked up the oldest player ever, and it said George Blanda, and I'm like, how the fuck would that be the oldest? It says it's 1975. But who was the Rams guy that's now a coach? The Rams left tackle.
Oh, Brian, like Windhurst or something?
Yeah, I thought he was it. And I typed it in, and obviously it was that was fucking wrong.
Right.
But I was like, damn, wait, 1975. And I looked it up, and I was like, how the fuck is
George
anybody going to
Blanda.
know that? Like, what, dude? Do you want to do another trivia or no?
I don't know. I feel like I'm burned out after that one.
Yeah,
was
that
rough.
one was hard. That was way harder than it probably should have been. Anyways, guys, that's gonna wrap up the podcast. The last segment was fucking way too difficult for us, but I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, please feel free to leave us a review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Leave a like and subscribe on YouTube, as well as share with your friends. And if you know of anybody that owns a business or you own a business and you want to share any of your profits, we would love to share your business with the world. So feel free to contact us. We love to support small businesses. We are one ourselves. But anyways, guys, much love, and we'll see y'all in the next one.
Appreciate you guys.
Boom. Easy.